All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video, and we got a pretty cool video lined up for today. A pretty fun one. It does have a specific theme to it. We have reached a milestone, another milestone on the YouTube here, 10,000 subs. Couldn't do it without you guys, right? Literally couldn't do it without all the people who are subbing to the channel. So thank you to everyone who has subbed to the channel. We do have a, let me give you guys a quick breakdown of how this video is going to go, because I don't want it to run too long for no reason. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, a cool announcement, things like that. First up, we are going to talk about a very cool announcement. Okay, second up, we're going to head over to the VV Lab and check out a game of Blue Doflamingo versus Green Yellow Arlong. And then we're going to head over to the sim, and we're going to do 8 games of Red Yellow Sabo. This is not like a comprehensive deck builder's guide or something like that. This is just meant to be a fun, celebratory video for hitting 10,000 subs. And what better way to celebrate than by playing a bunch of random games of Red Yellow Sabo, of course. Okay, so, and then we'll go ahead and finish out the video with me going over the deck list I'm using in the Sabo games and any kind of relevant, I'm going to skip the part there. We'll wrap it up in that way. Now, let's hop into the video. Like I was about to say, I'll have any relevant links and deck lists in the comment section below, and I'll have everything time-stamped in the general description. All right, okay, let's go ahead and dive into this, guys. First things first, let's talk about a little bit of an announcement. We're going to be doing a giveaway on the Discord. So, guys, if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube here, please subscribe, and then if you're interested in the giveaway, hop on the VV Theory Discord. The link will be under the channel description. You'll be able to find it very easily on there and hop into the Discord if you're interested. We'll have more information on Discord, and I'll try to put more information in the comment section as well of this video. I'm thinking we'll probably leave this video out for about a week, giving people time to watch it and sign up for it and stuff like that to be a part of the giveaway. And then from there, we'll probably, like I said, we'll probably give people about a week to get signed up, and then we'll do the giveaway after that. Okay, but there should be more details in the Discord and in the comment section of this video. I'll try to add that as soon as I can. Okay, so in that giveaway, guys, we're talking VV Theory playmats, deck boxes, binders, and One Piece booster packs. Nothing crazy, but hey, it's free stuff, right? That's the best part about giveaways. And we'll see how it goes. I think based on the participation, we might give away some other stuff as well. We'll have to see what happens. This is our first time doing this. I say our because I've got two players who are helping me with this, 2 mods on my channel. Big shout out to Beams and Boros, guys. I mean, especially Beams. He's the one that had the idea for this. So, this is uncharted territory for me, messing around with like a giveaway. So I'm not super comfortable with this just yet, but hey, we'll see what happens, right? And this will be the first time trying this. Hopefully everything goes good. Give us, bear with us as we try to deal with this. It's our first time doing something like this. Okay, now, that's that. I do want to say something real quick before we dive into the sim. I have had a few people reach out to me, or not reach out to me. Let me say it correctly. One person has reached out to me from a whole nother TCG, by the way. That there might be a fun video coming in the future, collab with me and a Yu-Gi-Oh player. We'll see what happens there. That could be a lot of fun. And don't worry, I'm not leaving One Piece. It's just going to be a friendly collab type of piece. We'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys updated on that one. But I've had a few people mention me, because I would never know this stuff, guys, but the Discord, the VV Theory Discord, guys, we're up to 1,000 members, okay? So those mods I was telling you about, they're helping, keep the peace in there. It's been really nice having those mods, and like how the amount of growth we've been seeing on this channel has just been incredible. Thank you guys so much again. But they've kind of been saying, some people have been mentioning me wanting to do collabs. Hey guys, if anyone out there, if there's any content creators out there listening, I'm totally fine with doing collabs. I don't have a ton of time available like other people might. I'm not sure how people's schedules are, but I'm never really against doing a collab because it's a way to grow my channel and your channel and all that stuff. But most of my creative juices go into making these, these videos that I put out every single day. So, hey, but if anyone's interested in a collab, hit me up on Discord or hit me up in, I have my email is also linked on the channel description if you need to reach me like that. But yeah. The Discord, guys. I do have to say one more thing too before we hop into this. This has been my most, probably like my longest intro so far. But I do want to mention that too, guys. If you're not on the Discord, it's a great place for networking. Even if you're a content creator, hey, if you're a content creator from One Piece, hop on there. And I have a community vids channel on the Discord. I don't mind people putting their stuff in there. You know, I have a channel for my own videos called New Videos that I put out. But hey, if you're a content creator and you want to try to get your stuff out there, I have a channel for it where it says, you know, community vids. And even if you're not from One Piece, I have a whole other channel called Other TCGs. If you just want to hang out on there, a lot of times they're talking about Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! On there and all kinds of games. Flesh and Blood, that's where I talk about Flesh and Blood as well, because I do have a Flesh and Blood channel for those who are not aware. All kinds of stuff, guys. I want this Discord to be like a very open, welcoming community. It is One Piece focused, but we don't turn away other TCG players, you know. Hey, because who knows, maybe we can get them to come to One Piece eventually, right? Okay, that's enough for the announcements, guys. That took way too long to say. What are we on, like five and a half minutes already? Now, let's go ahead and hop into this video. Like I said, we've got a lot of stuff to go over. But if you have any other questions on the giveaway, let me just wrap that up now. If you have any other questions on the giveaway, please ask in the Discord, okay? That should be a lot of fun. I just know I'm forgetting something, guys. I'll try to add whatever I forgot in the comment section below. Just bear with me. Okay, let's go ahead and hop into this first video. Let me get the giveaway thing out. Let me remove that. Let me move the leader. And here we go. Okay, so first things first, guys. Volume is off, speed is on 2x, and the quality's up. Let's go ahead and check out this first game, guys, or this game on the sim. Or we call this the VV Lab. For anyone who's new to the channel, this part of my video is called the VV Lab. Okay, so what this is a community-submitted game. This is not me playing. This is just a random player in the community. They didn't have to pay any money or anything. All you have to do, if you're interested in me reviewing your game, like we're about to see here, it's totally private. Notice we can't see anyone's name or anything like that. It's totally private. And all you have to do is record your game, upload it to YouTube, hop on the VV Theory Discord. Again, just that's where like everything happens, guys. And on there you can put up, you know, I have a tab called Review My Game. Link your game in there. As soon as I see it, I put a thumbs up emoji on there, and then you're good to go. You know, I'll add you to the list. There is a line. There is a line to wait in, but as soon as your turn comes up, you're up. I don't do it based on like games like, oh, I don't want to do this matchup. No, it's just first come, first serve. Okay, now let's hop into this game finally. You know, what are we, 7 minutes in? Let's do this. Okay, so we got a game of green, yellow, Arlong versus blue Doflamingo. And let me see something who got to choose. Okay. It looks like the Arlong player won the dice roll and chose to go first. And that is what Arlong wants to do. All right, so right here we're going to swing in for 7. And it looks like we're going to get the perfect start with Kikanojo and everything. This is an ideal start. Now, one thing I do want to mention too is notice the character that's on the board, on the Doffy's board. They are in OP08 8.5 meta, clearly. Maybe even OP09, I'm not sure. But that is an OP08 8.5 card, that Marshall D. Teach. Excuse me. So we'll have to see. Hopefully that doesn't play like a major factor or anything in this game, because I'm not, and I have to see, I'm not sure what we might want to add from OP08 8.5 and OP09, you know, to Arlong. We'll have to, you know, cross that bridge as we get to it. Okay, we're just waiting on the Doffy player to adjust his cards real quick. I think he's using the, okay, yeah, he's just swinging in for 8 here, playing out a Jinbei, cheating out the Weevil from hand, and we are going to take that. But unfortunately, our opponent was at 4 life, and Kikanojo cannot come into play if they have more than 3 life. So that was really unfortunate that happened. That was extremely unfortunate, and there might be a world where, since we have 2 Frankies in hand, maybe we counter out of that. Let me pause real quick, guys. Generally speaking, I do not like countering out. Like, that is not my goal. You know, my goal is not to counter out early on with Arlong. I want to get as much pressure on the board as possible. However, if your opponent is on, like, if they're a 5 life leader, and then when they start attacking into your life, they still have 4 life because you only got to attack once at that point, you might want to counter out, honestly. Like, and I know that's not... it's not a good feeling. Let me say that. It's not a good feeling. But at the same time, we've got 2 Frankies in our hand that we don't really need otherwise. So we might want to use the 2K counters in that situation to, you know, to survive, just in case we get a Neko Mamushi or a Kikanojo like that. Okay, let's keep going. All right, going to load it for 8. Swing in for 8 to face here. Probably play out... Oh, okay, very interesting. Okay, very interesting. So I'm going to say something I would have done slightly differently there. Let me pause it. I would have swung 8 into the Jinbei. They only have 5 cards left in hand. Like, I would have swung 8 into the Jinbei since they countered out, you know, of the previous attack. And then I would have played out another Kikanojo. And if he, since we already, you know, we still have our 2K counters in hand, right? Because we didn't counter out that last attack. If they want to start swinging into our Kikanojo, be my guest, right? Swinging, I can't even talk right now. Swinging into a 6K target is absolutely fine. Even if, you know, that's way easier to defend out of, even if they don't have 4, or even if they don't have 3 life, and we won't gain a life from it, that's not the worst thing in the world. Like, yes, we could get more value doing it like this, and that did help, but it's nice getting down the bigger bodies typically, especially when Chu is a 1K counter and the Kikinojo in our hand is not. But who knows? I have not seen this game, guys. I'm not sure how things are going to go. Maybe we'll get a Nami, and we'll be able to use the trigger from Kikinojo if we can't cheat it out next turn. Okay, so right now we're on a 6 Dawn turn for the Doflamingo, and let's see what happens here. I think they should just swing 6 right into the Kikinojo with Edward Weevil first. I think that's the first thing I would do, unless my hand is just completely bricked up, because maybe swing 7 into the Kikinojo and force a 2K, and then you can swing 7 more with the leader effect. There's a lot of things that the Doflamingo can do here. They are taking a little bit of time, and hey, you know, Doflamingo can be a pretty complicated deck to play, especially with the new cards like Marshall D. Teach on the board and the new 4-cost Boa Hancock blocker. Okay, so we're going to draw a Jinbei from the trash. They played out, very interesting. So they played out a Jinbei. Or, excuse me, they played out a Gecko Moria. Let me get caught up properly here. They played out a Gecko Moria and got a Jinbei out of the trash. Now they're probably going to set the Jinbei to the top of their deck with the Marshall D. Teach, giving 2 Dawn to the Doffy, swing 8, playing out the Jinbei, like we were just saying, cheating out a Trafalgar Law, bouncing back our Kikinojo. Oh, gosh, this is rough now, guys. This is really rough. And I will say this. Whoa, okay, so we're loading up 7 and going face. Oh, my goodness. So I'm much more... I would go for the board in this situation. Typically, yes, Arlong wants to just go face. Wait, did we also get really unlucky? Hang on one second. I'm sorry, guys. What did we take from that? So they swung in for 8, and we 2K counter out. I don't know if I would have 2K countered out of that since we've already committed this much to the, you know, to our strategy of taking early life, because we already missed our Kikinojo trigger, right? So now we should actually try to take hits. Now we're swinging 7 into 5. If I'm the Doflamingo player here, I actually would take this. I don't know if they take it or not, but I would take this and build up my hand, because whatever goes on the board this next turn, I'm just going to smack into it. And they can only swing 7 twice here. Yeah, so we swing 7 with leader, use this effect, and now they can counter out of this one since they got another card in hand, and it helps with hand size and the proper choice to counter out with. Cheating out the Zonji blocker, I would not do that either. I would cheat out the Kikinojo here, personally, because Zonji is a 1K counter in hand. And here's the thing, if they can bounce back a Kikinojo, they can bounce back the Zonji. You know what I mean? So it's one of those situations where I would rather have the counter power in hand, and then I'd rather just take a little bit of life here, because we kind of did things out of order. We've kind of done things a little bit out of order. But let's see what happens. 5 into 5. Okay. It's weird that it doesn't show the arrow. Y'all notice that, guys? Like, whoever recorded this, maybe they took off the option where it doesn't show the arrow of who's attacking into who. Nice. Okay, so we just got a Onami off the top. That's why we probably should have just taken it last turn. We could have gotten one of their characters just off the board early and not had to worry about countering out in the ways we did this turn. Okay, swinging in for 5. Okay, 2K countering out. I might have taken that. I might have taken that one. It's an Arlong. Very nice. So we can use that, popping a 4 cost. Excellent. Or not Arlong. Excuse me. That was Chu. Sorry, guys. Not Arlong. That's the leader. Okay, Gravity Blade, Raging Tiger. Oof, man, that hurts. He's going to get rid of the Zonji and the Chu, I'm assuming. I don't know why he wouldn't. Okay, or did I miss something? Let's see what happened here. Yep, it's still playing. I thought it froze up for a minute there. Yeah, it's just a very obvious. You get rid of the 2, the 4 cost 5K, and then the other 2 are both 4 cost 3Ks. You get rid of those later. I think the opponent should have swung into the board as well. Nice. I like that. Now we're swinging into the board. Nice. Let's get rid of that one. We'll swing 8 into this one. We'll cheat out a Kikinojo. Excellent. Now we're getting some board state back. I think that's very important. This guy might try to completely counter out. I will say this right now. We only have 1 life left. If I was the Doflamingo player there, I probably would have completely countered out if I had the Dawn to do, or excuse me, the counter to do so, but he might not have. Excuse me. Okay, so looks like we're going to go Boa. We're going to play out Edward Weevil, play out the Boa, attach a Dawn to the leader after setting our top 3, attach another Dawn to the leader, and then we'll have 1 Dawn left to swing for 7, use leader effect, and cheat something out. I think the smart play here, if I'm the Doffy player, is you just go for the Chu on the board, the 3 cost 4K, because that way you can't lose this turn, right? That way, if you're the Doffy player, you can't lose this following turn under any circumstance, even if your hand's bricked out, because you have 2 life. Okay. He might just go for face, though, because he might smell blood in the water and maybe he has enough counter power. Yeah, he's just going 7 straight to face. We take this, absolutely use this trigger. Wait, what? Hang on, that was like our only chance. Oh. So I think, let me pause for a second. So I think that was our only chance, was to play out the Satori. Right? Because if we play out the Satori there, we have another body, and we can swing 4 times, and one of those could potentially go. They might not, but we could potentially get our damage through there, right? Because we have to hit 3 times, and they have a blocker. So I think our only chance for winning this game was to play out the Satori at this point of the game. I think our only chance was to play out the Satori. Okay, let's see what happens, though. Again, I haven't seen this whole game, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. Okay, we're loading up for a lot here. Well, they have a blocker, right? So here's the problem with that. So that's exactly right. I would have swung 7, and then I would have, let me see, 3 and 6. I would have swung 7, 7, 7, 8. That was basically the best chance we had of winning. It was a slim to 0 chance of winning still, because I'm sure they have counter power in hand. But who knows? Maybe they didn't because they just cheated out a 2K counter from the top of their deck. Who knows? But that's why it was so important to get out the Satori. I think it was our only chance of winning, because now we can't win, right? No matter what, because they could take this hit, take the next hit, and then just block our final hit, because we have no way to bounce their blocker out of the way. But who knows? Maybe they'll use their blocker here, then we can eat up a card from the board. But see, now we still can't do anything because they bottom decked our blocker. Okay, let's see what happens. We couldn't have won anyway. So they had a 2K, 1K, so there was no chance of us winning this game. And hey, that happens. That does happen. I think we're going to talk about some plays I would have recommended. Okay, so swing into the Mihawk maybe. Okay, just swing at face. Yeah, just go all in at this point. I think it's pretty much over. Okay, swing 8 at the Mihawk. We'll play out the Kikinojo. They'll probably just let it go. I don't know why they wouldn't just let this go, because they could just go 15 at face. I don't know what they're waiting on. Okay, just waiting for our opponent to decide this. We're going to fast forward. They block and 2K, 1K out. There was no point in do that. That was basically just BM at that point, right? Because you just load it for 15 here and you attack. Let's see the timer. Okay, what are we waiting on? Yep, swing 8 and 2K, 2K. And here we go. Swing in for 7, 8, and GG. Right, we'll 1K, 1K to counter out maybe. Yep, and we lose. Okay. Hey, that happens. And I love it when people submit stuff of wins or losses, guys. That's fine with me. That was a very educational game there. One thing I want to mention is all the way at the very beginning here. In this situation, we're not going to outrace someone with 5 life. Generally speaking, we're not outracing someone with 5 life. It's not happening. And in this situation here, we had the perfect start. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. So we had the perfect start, and then they do this. They swing for 8. Now right here, here's where there was another mistake as well, in my personal opinion. Wait, let me hit play. Yeah. They swung for 8 here, and we did not counter out when we have 2 Frankies in hand. Basically a dead card, right? We basically have a dead card, and they did get very fortunate getting our Kikinojo there. You know, like, that was just really unlucky. Now, in this situation right here, the way that I would have played this turn is I would have swung 7 into the Jinbei. Swing into the Jinbei here, and then we have 4 Dawn left. We could do swing 8 into face and play out another Kikinojo. And then if they did not take it, swing 8 into the Jinbei. Just swing 8 straight into the Jinbei. That's fine, because they can't counter out of a 7 and an 8 like this early in the game. They would lose 2, 4. They'd have 2 cards left in hand. If they do that, then, you know, I guess, you know, that's fine as well. But we swung into face. They 2K, 1K counter out. We swing 8 into face. We KO the Jinbei, which is not a bad play. That's not a bad play, but I'd rather have the counter power in hand, turning our character sideways, like turning the Kikinojo sideways like we did. Okay, because let's see what happens here. I think they just go face, by the way. We wouldn't even have to protect our characters. But now that they'd be down to 3 life, that's when we could have played out the Kikinojo. Or that's one more thing I will say as well. So if we had countered out early, so hang on one second, guys. I'm sorry. We're just trying to learn this real quick. This turn right here, if we had countered out of this 8K attack into 5 by going 2K, 2K, then look what happens. Okay, so we get a Kikinojo, right? But watch this. We drew Chu for the turn. So what we could have done is we could have countered out aggressively and still had 4 life. And then we could have gone 7 to face and then 8 to face, KOing the Jinbei with the Chu just like you did in this turn. So I just want to say that was kind of one of those things where it's like it was a slight inaccuracy and it ended up costing us big time. Now the next one, I just want to mention one more thing for the Arlong player and then we'll move on. Okay, it was this turn right here. Swinging 7 into face. Again, not respecting his board. I think we should swing 7 into the character first. Let's make sure we get the character off the board first, right? Okay, and then we play out, and then this right here, again, we swing 7 into 5, and not the character, though. 7 into the leader and 7 not into Jinbei. And right here, I would have played out the Kikanojo, because, hey, he bounced it back to our hand. Sure, absolutely, we'll play that out again. Now you can't attack into it. What are you going to do now? Right, and at that point, look what happens. This was like the really, like this was the final nail in the coffin right here. He uses this turn to attack into face, attack into face, attack into face with all these characters. We at least get an Onami here, and we pop one of his characters. Right, didn't we pop something? I think we popped the Edward Weevil, right? Let me see something. Yeah, we got the Onami. Very nice, popping the Edward Weevil. Excellent, excellent, yep. And now they're going to swing in for 5 here. We end up countering out, but he has 7 Dawn active. Or excuse me, he has 8 Dawn active. So as soon as I saw that he only swung for 1 and not the leader, make sure you count their numbers there, because they're probably going to Gravity Blade. And if they had Gravity Bladed the Kikanojo, that would have been fine, because they're going to play around us not gaining life. That's fine. But then we still have access to our blocker later in the game. That's the one thing I want to mention, and, you know, I think that's the one major change I would have done. All right, now, give me a second, guys, to get set up here. Let me black out the screen. Let me pause this game. Black out the screen, and we're going to move over to the sim. We're going to check out some games of Red, Yellow, Sabo. That's right, everybody's favorite, right? It better be everybody's favorite. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let me get the screen back on. Let me turn off the overlay. There we go. Okay, let me go ahead and move the camera up to there. We got the volume off. We've got the speed on 2x. And here we go, guys. I'm going to try to blast through these games pretty quickly, because I don't want this video to go on for too long. But hey, guys, this one should be a lot of fun. Like, we're going to go through 8 games of Red, Yellow, Sabo, running the version of the deck that I'm running currently in OP08. So I'm playing against a green-blue Zonji. Now, I know what green-blue Zonji can do, so I am going to respect him. I'm going to respect him as much as I can here. And right here, we're going to play out the Zoro, swing in for 5. And I know he can't KO my character. Even if he loads up 9 and attacks into me, unless he's playing like a Ryuma, which not many decks are running. Okay, he's not playing Ryuma, so he's going to swing 6 into my character. You're not allowed to have that. He pulled back that card, stood up his Weevil. That was very nice. Okay, standing up the Weevil's very nice there. But right here, guys, okay, let's see what we choose to do. I'm not sure how I want to go about this. It's like part of me wants to start going in pretty hardcore right here, but then the other part of me wants to play more combo-y, which, you know, or a little more defensive, but I think I'm going to go all in here and play more combo-y. So I'm going to swing for 7. I'm going to attach all to my leader. I'm going to push back the Zoro. I'm at 5 life. I'm swinging in for 8. He's at 2 life. I have 5 life. And what I'm threatening here is if you attack enemy again, I will just Zoro loop you. Right? I'm just going to strictly loop you right here. Where it's like, okay, if you turn that Edward Weevil sideways and keep him sideways, I'm going to smash into him. But if you attack enemy and you don't do that, then I'm going to, you know, go at face again. He plays out a Yamato. Okay, that is less than ideal, right? We're not a big fan of that. We're not a big fan of the Yamato. So we'll swing at 8. We'll swing in for 8 at face here. See what he does. And I think we're going to go ahead and bust out the Sanji, play a little more defensively. Guys, that Yamato is a problem. But at the same time, this guy's very fortunate that I don't have my you know, my 5-cost Nami, because I would make quick work of that Yamato. But hey, you don't draw every card you need every game, right? That's just how TCGs work. Okay, so let's see what they decide to do here. I did record these games quite some time ago. I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago now. So I don't remember how all these games go. I'm going to be honest. This is pretty exciting for me too. Rewatching this, it's like, wait a minute, when did they play a 5-cost Yamato? You know, for those who are not aware, that 5-cost Yamato, it's a 5-cost 5,000 power character with a 1k counter. It has double attack and banish. So right here, I go ahead and give him a 0-cost 3k. So that way, if he chooses to stand it up and swing for more, I'll just block it with my Sanji. Okay, so let's see what they do here. Swing in for 6, stand it up. I'm going to take that. Now I've got my Zoro. Now I don't even really care as much, right? Like now if you try to go in and attack my stuff, I'm going to take it. He attacks in again. I'm going to just take it. Like I said, does he want to swing for 7 more with the Yamato? He decided he didn't want to do that. Okay, you know, I don't know if that's the right call or not, but hey, that's what they chose to do. If he had swung for 7 more with the Yamato, I obviously would be going everything into that Yamato for sure. Okay, let's see what happens here. I'm trying to do a little bit of math, because I can get through 4 attacks right now, but will it be enough to win the game? I don't really know. It's like impossible to say right now, right? It's kind of impossible to know. Okay, so it looks like we're going to swing for 7 into 6 first. Let's start eating up some 2k counters. Let's start getting through some blockers and things like that. Gives me a 2K counter. We're going to swing for 7 into him again. Let's see what happens. He's going to counter out. I'm going to push this guy back to life. Hang on, I think I'm actually thinking about doing something a little bit differently here. So I swing for 7. He blocks. Then I'm going to push. I think I pushed the cracker. It looks like I'm going to push the cracker back to life. I don't know. I think I should push back the Zoro every single time. Okay, we're going to swing for 7 into 6. It finally goes away. And hey, now, I mean, he could technically try to win this game. I guess it is possible. Like, it is possible, theoretically. But at the same time, you know, he can only swing twice with that card. And whoopsie daisy, I remember this game now. He goes, whoops, that was a play mistake. Like, as soon as he attached the 5 Dawn, he's like, wait a minute, now I can't restand it. It's like, nope, you can't. But that's how that character works. But here's the thing I will say. If he tried to swing for 7, I have a 2K, 1K in hand. And then when he swings with my leader, I'm just going to take that. And I can block out in other ways. Okay, let's see what he does here. He's got 5 Dawn left. He's going to swing for 7 into 7. Well, that's an easy 1K counter. Okay. And then he's going to play out the Doflamingo, put up a blocker. And, yeah, now we're off to the races. I do top deck a Jet Pistol. Seems good. Let's see if I actually want to go for game here, though. Okay. Honestly, I think I should just go for the Yamato. Like, I've won this game, right? The game's over now. Since the Yamato's sideways, he no longer has, like, a chance to win the game, right? Because I'm just going to put on enough pressure here, and I'm just going to keep smashing through the board. I'm probably going to Jet Pistol this guy right here off the board, the Doflamingo, and that's that. So swing for 7. He's going to block it. Now I don't even have to use Jet Pistol. So now it's just swing for 7 more. Okay, let's see what happens. Play out the Cracker. Push the Zonji back to life, and now I basically have 4 life, right? Because Zonji will take a hit. I'll play out the Zonji using the Jet Pistol, and then I'll be able to take another hit with the Zonji. It's just kind of built that way. Okay, and that should be it. There's no way to get out of this. He's got 3 cards in hand. I think if I just swing for 9, yeah, 9 and 11. I guess technically he could have gotten out of the 9 potentially, but I was ready to chance it at that point. And look at that, guys. He had Perfume Femur and everything. Ooh, this deck's getting scarier and scarier as time goes on. Okay, let's go to the next game, guys. Let me see if I can find it. All right, hang on. I'm going through like so. I should have put these in like their own slide or their own folder so I could find all these. Okay, give me just a minute. Here it is. So there's the Zonji game. Next game we got a game against Yamato. All right, let me put it on. The volume is off. The speed is on 2x. We're good to go. And, you know, this version of the list has been very strong, guys. I have to say it has been very, very strong. You know, the toughest matchups, for those who are wondering, is, look at that, 2 0 cost in a row like that, guys. That was crazy, by the way. I just took that hit, and it was double 0 cost. But anyway, one thing I have to say is, like, our toughest matchups are yellow. Like, Lucci, I think we're about 50-50, especially if you go up the 5 cost rush Luffy's. Okay, 2K counter out of the 6K attack. There's no reason to take this. But ultimately, like, I think we have good matchups across the board, with our toughest matchups being yellow. Decks like Enel, decks like Katakuri. Kalgara is about a 50-50, I'd say. It depends on what kind of curve they see. You know, if Kalgara high rolls, it can be like pretty much any deck. Yeah, but that's just how Kalgara is. But yeah, let's see what happens here. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do this turn. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe just swing for 7. Okay. I cannot quite pop that Yamato. That 5 cost 7K, I can't quite hit it, which is unfortunate. You know, excuse me. It'd be nice if Lindbergh could hit that with like the Koala, but it's 1K out of reach. So I swing for 5 here. Let's see if this goes through. They take it. And, excuse me, they counter out. And right here, it's like, okay, let's just go ahead and play out a blocker. That turn, I was very indecisive. I was not a huge fan of how I did that turn. But hey, we swung for 7. We swung for 5. Got 3 cards out of their hand. All they have is a 5 cost 7K on the board. We have a blocker now. They're going to swing for 8. Okay, let's see what happens here. I wouldn't be surprised if I take this. Yeah, I take it. We get a trigger right here. I'm going to trash one of my rush cards. I think I'm going to trash the Zoro in this case because they're almost on 2 life. So that's where Hidden Killer is actually just stronger. He swings 7 into 5. Go ahead and counter out of that. We got a 0 cost 3K. Excuse me. And now it's like, okay, let's go ahead and see how much pressure we can put on our opponent here. And that's one thing that this deck can do very well is put on some pressure. We'll swing for 7, see what we get. Okay. And right here, he does have a way to get through blockers. And look at that, he has another one. So it's like, okay, that's not good. Yeah. That's all that was going through my head right there. Is like, wait a minute, that's not good. So right here, we're going to swing for 7 more. And then I think we're going to push a Zonji back to life. And then we should be able to, yeah, I think I just go for it here, swing for 9. So I think this guy underestimated what he could counter out for. Because look at this. He had 1, 2, 3. I swung for 7, right? So he should have countered out of that last hit, but he didn't, right? And that's one of those things where it's like, man, make sure you do the math, guys. Don't forget, when I push a character back with my leader, it's plus 2,000. Because in that situation, guys, I was kind of pushed up against the ropes there, where it's like, okay, I don't know how else I'm supposed to win this game. Now, I did have a way to get through, let me see, 1, 2, 3. I could get through 3 attacks, like 7K attacks. I could get through 3 7K attacks pretty easily, you know, because I have a 0 cost and a 3K, a 2K, a 2K, a 2K, and a 2K. That would be all of my life right there. But at the same time, I couldn't actually do that because if I want to play out the Zonji as another way to get out of it, I'd have to trash a card as well. So it was a little bit complicated. But here's all I'm going to say is this. The safest play would have been me to just have me smash into the Yamato. I think that would have been the safer play. However, you know, I don't know if I win the game next turn. I don't know if I could survive next turn if I did it in that way, because those S sharks cannot be blocked, right? If Dawn times 1, they have a win attacking where they can't be blocked. So good stuff. All right, next game. I don't want to spend too much time on you know, each individual game. So I do have, you know, we do have 8 today. Okay. All right, we got ST14 Luffy here. This is picking up a lot of steam, guys. A lot of people are starting to play ST14 Luffy. I will say this. I like my matchup into ST14 Luffy a lot better than my matchup into Lucci. But I do think that Lucci's still very winnable. Like, it's, you know, it's not like we can't beat it. But I think I'll have to, like, tech in some more Luffys to get a better win percentage into them. Okay, going to just develop my board here, I think. Going to add 1, swing 5, swing 5. I want to keep their hand size low, or they're going to have to start helping me out with drawing cards. We'll swing 5, so we'll swing 5 again. If one of these goes through, then I get to draw 2 trash 1. They gave me 2 cards. Hey, we'll take it. They popped the Bonnie there, swinging for 5. We will save that. Okay, we're on a 6 Dawn turn now. Let's see what we do here. I think we just stay aggressive and develop a Morley. Like, that's my game plan here. Go 6, go 6. That goes through. We'll swing for 6 more. That goes through. And now we just play out a Lindbergh. Now we just play out a Lindbergh and say, your turn. Okay. That Zonji is so good, guys. If, like, going first with this deck and having a Zonji, if you have 1,000 Sunny down, is just one of the strongest tempo plays in the game right now, in my opinion. All right, they play out this little dude. This 1 cost 0 power guy. You can rest him, give a character +2, and then if you have 8, I think you'd like cycle a card or something. I can't remember off the top of my head. They're going to swing it for 6. We'll 2K counter out of that. We're going to have to go ahead and use Rayleigh right here, I think, to stabilize the board. -3, -2. So right here, this is a tough situation. That card has to go. Right, the card right there, the Zonji had to go, but so did the little gnome guy, whatever his name is, Hardus. I can't see it. Herodus, whatever his name is. That card had to go. Then they drop a Jack. That's an easy KO on my Morley. And now if they attach a Dawn to their leader, there's no way they're going to be at 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so swing for 8 here. I get a Satori here, but I don't want to use that. I just don't want to do it. Play out the Koala, -3 to your Jack, just so I can easily take it out. Play the Bonnie. It goes through. Draw 2, trash 1. This is massive now, right? So I trash a Nami. That probably gave them an indicator, like, okay, either A, he has another Nami in hand, which I do, or B, he thinks he won't need any more removal, which, who knows? That might be the case. It might not be. But Gecko can bring back a lot of stuff. But look at that Zonji. I can't hit that Zonji because it's a 6 cost. It's a 6 cost character right now. They get out of Rebecca, playing out a Brook. They're going to swing for 6. I got a 2K counter in hand. That's fine. All right, and right here, guys, this is not pretty, to be honest. Like, this is actually a pretty rough situation we're in. We're going to go ahead and play out the the Nami, trashing a trigger card, drawing a card from that, KOing KOing the 5 cost Rebecca, because remember he got +1 from the leader. We're gonna swing 6 into 4. We're gonna put 2 onto Nami here. It looks like interesting. Push that back to the top of my life. Swing in for 5, or excuse me, swing in for 7, and then swing in for 8. So I guess the idea here is like, okay, well, now you're on a 1-turn clock. Even if you think you can play out a blocker, it will not save you. I have a 2K counter in hand. Next turn, I will go Kid and Killer to do a nasty loop there. You have to get rid of both my characters. Will you be able to do that? He might be able to do that, but will you be able to get rid of both my characters and establish a blocker? Now you're asking for like too much, right? It's like at that point, it's too much. And I kind of put my opponent in a position where they can't win. Unless he has that Rush Luffy. The Rush Luffy would probably be the only thing that could save him here, I think. I could be wrong, I'm not sure. Well, I don't think so. Never mind, because I could get out of the 6K attack from the Zonji. So it depends on how he would do his Dawn. Okay, but either way, he didn't play out the Rush Luffy. I think it's a like an 8 or 9 cost Rush Luffy card. It's like a black 9K or something. I'll look it up later if I remember. He swings for 9 or 10 or whatever that was into my Rayleigh. Swings 6 into this guy. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. Right here, I'm just going to drop down. Honestly, I think I should just swing for 15. I think I should just go 15 to face and say, if you got it, you got it. I checked the math right there to see if he had any 2K counters in his trash, and he did not have many in there. Or did he? I don't remember. Put that card back. 10 into 6. Let's see if he has it. 1, not looking good. GG. So he did not have enough counter power. I could have just swung him for 16, but this was the safest route possible, where now, even if he does somehow, you know, survive, number 1, he'd have like no cards in hand, and number 2, I can't lose on the crackback, right? So really good stuff there. All right, next game here, guys, we got against Kalgara. This is a tough matchup, man. 2x speed, we're good to go. This is one of my least favorite matchups right now currently. This Katakuri and L, like I said, like it's just such an uphill battle, it feels like. Because even though that last game was very close against the black SC14 Luffy deck, I felt very comfortable. I felt very safe in that game, even if I shouldn't have, I did. Whereas against Kalgara, I'm like, let's see what he tries to cheat out. You know, see if he swings for, look at that, cheats out a 3 cost 5K on turn 2 swinging going first. He's down to 4 life. Well, that's what I started with. Now, luckily, I did hit a trigger. That was nice. I trashed the Kid and Killer because I don't need that yet. Playing out a 5K body. And now I'm going to try to counter with more aggression. I'm going to try and counter with even more aggression. Okay, so he counters out. I'm going to play out the Lindbergh. And I just pass. I'm kind of tempting him or threatening him, saying like, hey, go, you're going to have to attack into my board, like, or into my face. You're going to have to attack into my face, or I'm going to start eating up your cards with my cards like Lindbergh, and eventually with cards like Rayleigh or whatever else I'm playing. Okay, so they're going to go ahead and do, I don't know what they just did. Oh, they drew for the turn. They took a little bit of time to draw there. And let's see what they do. They have 6 cards in hand right now. They're on 5 Dawn. They can't cheat out the Kalgara yet. Speaking of which, you know, if I'm playing against Kalgara and I win the dice roll, or if I win the coin toss or whatever you're doing, I think you should take away second from Kalgara. Like, I would go second just because you don't want them to go Shura, Ohm, Kalgara plus Noland. That combo is too strong in my opinion. Kalgara players might be happy going first. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't main Kalgara, so I counter out for 1 against that 5. He swings in for 6 here. I don't really have a clean counter, so I'm just going to take it. We're going to trash a 0 cost 3K counter here to play out the Zonji we just got. Again, I don't really want to use my Bonnie here as a blocker, or excuse me, as a counter. So I just go ahead and take this. That was their entire turn anyway, and now I'm going to devour this board, right? Like, this board has no chance. Okay, so there's a Rush Luffy. Very good. We don't really need that right now currently, but, I mean, hey, it's good to have. Let's see how we decide to do this. I'm doing a little bit of math here. I need 2 on Lindbergh no matter what. I think that's the way that I kind of would like to do this. We'll see what happens. Swing for 7 into 5. Again, I don't know why I wouldn't just put 2 on Lindbergh, have 1 left, swing in with Zoro, have, you know, make him into a 7K. Well, excuse me. I got ahead of myself there. Attach 2 to Lindbergh, swing 7 into that guy right there, the 3 cost 5K that just got KO'd. And then I could do so much more here. But, okay, I see what I'm doing now. I'm just going way more aggressive. Push back the Zonji, swing 7 into face, KOing the character we were going to KO the whole time. 7 more into face. And now, Okay, they're going to have to give me a 2K, 1K here. A Kalgara was one of the cards they just gave me. Let's see what he does here. If he decides to play out the Kalgara, cheating it out right here, which he probably will do, swing for 6. He's on a 7 Dawn turn. Where is he going to attack? He attacks in the face, cheating out the Kalgara. Okay. So in my mind, he has to play out a Noland here, right? Like he has to. Yeah, and he does. He plays out Norland, gains a life, and has 1 Dawn active for an Elthor or a the Earth Will Not Lose or whatever it's called. We'll swing right there, guys. Koala plus Lindbergh. It's a pretty good combo, guys. It's a pretty decent combo. And here we are now coming in for 7 here. And then we're gonna go 7 like 3 more times, guys. I think we're going in for 7 3 more times. I could be wrong, okay, but I think we're going in for 7 3 more times here. We swing for 6 here first. Okay, maybe I'm trying to keep the blocker active. Yeah, I wanted to keep the blocker active for a while before I saw what he was going to be able to play out. We'll swing with the blocker last if we even choose to do that. Swing that in. Let's see what he gets. No trigger. I'm like, man, I probably should have played out the Bonnie this turn. That's what's going through my head, but it's like, no, I think I should have just gone more 7s. 7s on 7s on 7s. Okay. I might just pass it back, honestly, guys. Yeah, just pass it back. 3 Dawn active. He has no idea what's in my hand. I could have a Rad Beam for all he knows. I could have a, what's it called? The 2-cost, not Jet Pistol, Red Rock, Red Hawk. I could have Red Hawk in hand. I could have, you know, anything. I could have any kind of event in my hand. He swings in for 8 here. Honestly, this is the one I think I should take because there's no way to really get around this one. We're not going to use it either. We're going to keep the 1K counter in hand. We're not even going to risk it. I've still got a rush. Excuse me. I still have a blocker on the board. He has 9. He only has 9 Dawn. He does not have a full 10 Dawn, and he has 2 attacks. He has to get through 3 attacks basically because I have a blocker, a life, and then the 3rd attack would get through. But I'm already sitting on. Okay, now I know he's in trouble. So right here, I think I should take it. If I don't, I don't remember how this game goes, but I should absolutely take this because he doesn't have anything that can pop my Sanji effectively and then still swing through with a big number. So right here, I think I should take it. We counter out. Again, I think that's a play mistake personally, but oh well, we'll see what happens now. Because I'm assuming he has like an ace, right? Like that's the idea. Swing for 6. I think he could still cheat something out, right? Yeah, you can still cheat something out even if you don't have life. That guy's not going to matter, though. This game's going to be over on the crackback, right? If we can help it. We get a Rayleigh. He has 5 more Dawn. And now here's what I was scared of. I was scared if he had like a the 5-cost 7K rush ace. He gains a life with Nolan. This deck just doesn't die. You know what I mean? It just keeps staying alive. So we're gonna go through for some 7s here. Oh man, 3 1Ks. Not looking good, right? That was less than ideal for our opponent there. We'll swing for 7 more. Let's see what happens here. Takes it. Okay. Well, now we're going to swing for 7 more. We'll see what he does. I don't want him to know what I'm doing with... okay, now I know it's over, right? We'll push back the blocker Sanji. We'll go +2, and the guy does tap out. So it was going to be swing for 9. Swing for 9 at the end there. He did have the ace, so we were playing around the cards correctly. But again, I think I should have forced him to play that out as opposed to going for the life gain because I could have just used a blocker. You know what I mean? Hopefully that made sense. If you guys have any questions, just ask. Okay, we got 4 more games, guys. We got 4 more games of Red Yellow Sabo. Okay, volume is off. Speed is on 2x. Is this another game of Kalgara? Hang on a second. Yeah, sorry, guys. So it's 2 games of Kalgara in a row. And then next game is Katakuri. And then Gecko. And then Black Yellow Luffy. Okay. So he goes first again, and that is preferable to him having, like, the perfect curve. I'm going to swing for 5 after playing out a Bonnie and attaching a Dawn. He has to give me a 1K counter, or I get to draw 2 trash 1. I'm completely fine with taking life here. Okay, but if he's going to swing for 5, I'm going to counter out. Like, I don't think there's any point in, you know, not countering out of that. Typically speaking, we do want to counter out pretty aggressively, typically speaking. Okay, got to do a little bit of math in my head here. Let's see how this works. I really want to start getting some value from my jewelry Bonnie. I'm 1 Dawn away from like perfection here. So I'm going to go ahead and swing for 7. So what I wanted to do, if I had a 7 Dawn turn, I could have gone 1 Dawn on my jewelry Bonnie, 1 Dawn on my Sabo, and then 5 Dawn for my my Zoro +2, right? To swing 6 with my leader after attaching a Dawn to Bonnie, swing 7 with my Zoro. And that will typically make it through the attack. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, no big deal. He does counter out aggressively, but he's only you can't counter out of everything, right? You can't just counter out of every single attack. So eventually one goes through, we go back up to 4 life. When he attacks into us, we're going to get to draw 2, trash 1. And there we go. Then we can start attacking into his board as well, because he'll have ace. Okay, he cheats out Kalgara. Sure, he does not have 5 Dawn left to gain a life with whatchamacallit. I take that hit, draw 2, trash 1. He plays out the own package here. Seems good. We're going to go ahead and swing 5 into 4 here. I got rid of the own by going -2 on it and KOing it with the Rayleigh. -3 on the ace. That card's just a 4K now for the rest of their turn. And we've slowed them down, right? I still have my Nami in hand. I can play that out and do what I need with it. Okay, swing for 6. Hit the volume up there. Whoops. Yep, just 2K counter out of this. Absolutely. We want to go low and counter this turn. Or excuse me, we want to go low in hand size this turn. So that way we can play out the Nami and get the full effect. We'll get rid of the Morley because I'm countering out with everything this turn, to be honest, guys. Okay, that one I can't, so I'm going to have to take it. We get a Frankie. Very nice. Go ahead and use it. That was kind of greedy. That was greedy for sure. But never punished. We get a cracker there. We're going to go ahead and cheat out a card. Seems good. Okay. Now, right here, guys, I don't know if this guy realizes or not, but I can just gain life. You know, I can just gain life and gain life and gain life here. Okay, so right here, we're going to swing 7 into 5. That's why Cracker's so good. 7 into 5 for a 1 Dawn investment. Okay, let's see what we got to do here. We'll swing 10 into 8, I think. Actually, excuse me, 11 into 8, but I might do 12 into 8 just to make sure it's not an L Thor. Okay. We go for 11. It was a little greedy, but hey, we got rid of the card. Now we'll swing 8 into 5. And I think right here we'll play out the jewelry, the Nami, and we'll pop his card. I did not have 3 or less cards in hand after all that, so I did not get to cycle out a card. But that's okay, right? That's all right. Okay, 14 into 10. I cannot counter out of this. That card's gone, right? He's out of here. Okay. He does do some type of card draw there with the Wiper. But hey, we've got a Kid and Killer now, and we're about to put him in a loop that he is not going to survive. Okay, so right here, I think I should play out the Kid and Killer. I think I should play out the Bonnie here. If I don't, it's a mistake. Yep, so it's a mistake for sure. So right here, let's pause and talk about it. So it only cost me 4 Dawn to swing for 7 at my opponent, right? So 4 Dawn, play out the Kid and Killer. They're at 2 life. I can swing for 7 right away. I should have spent 4 more Dawn to play out the Bonnie and attach 1. Okay, then I can swing with the Kid and Killer. Obviously, play out the Bonnie first. Then swing with the Kid and Killer, and I have 2 Dawn left. I can use 2 Dawn to push the Kid and Killer back to my life, where I have 3 life now, plus 2 to the Nami, swing 7 more, and then 7 more with my leader. And that would have been like the perfect turn. But hey, made a mistake there for sure. Definitely, 100% made a mistake there. He's going to use the 1 cost event there on a 1K counter. Sure, no problem. We'll push this back. We'll swing in for 7. And here we go. We'll swing in for, again, now I'm like looking over there like, yeah, why didn't I play out the Bonnie? That's weird. Hey, that's weird. Yeah, just a straight misplay. Yeah. Always do the math first, guys. That was just, like I said, that was just a strict misplay. Some misplays matter way worse than others, but you don't want to have any misplays, right? Like if you make a misplay, like, correct it, learn from it and move on. Okay, just let that card go. He's too scared to attack into my life right here, guys, because I have Kid and Killer on top of my life. This is the loop that we talk about. This is like the death loop that happens for Red Yellow Sabo with the rush cards and with certain trigger cards. It's like there's no way out of it. He thinks he's safe here. He's not. So you watch this, swing for 7. Okay. We get to draw 2, trash 1. Doesn't matter. Play out the Zoro. Push that card back to life. Swing for 9. He has 1 card in hand. It's impossible, right? Unless that card is the Ikaku Sovereignty, right? Or like, yeah. Okay, GG. We'll let it finish out. Yep, they leave. Good stuff. All right, now we got a game versus Katakuri. This is a very, very tough matchup. I was going to compile like a huge list of games versus Yellow. That's why I had the double Kalgara and a Katakuri this game. I wanted to compile a bunch and show you guys like how to like properly deal with that matchup. But I'm going to try and just talk you through it, guys. Because I'm going to be honest, sometimes you're just not going to win. Like, I mean, like this matchup here especially is so rough. If I remember correctly, it takes my opponent to make a play mistake. With me playing like as good as I can, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but it's going to take my opponent to make a play mistake for me to win this game. If this is the game I'm thinking of. Okay, we'll swing in for 5. Again, why am I not aggressively countering out early? That's something I tell everybody to do with this list. Just aggressively counter out. Aggressively. Because that way your Nami will cycle you through more cards in your deck. And on top of that, you keep your life high when you play your Edward Newgate. if you don't plan on countering out aggressively, then you probably shouldn't be running this version of the deck. It just doesn't make sense. And that's me saying that after making the blunder. Hey, now I counter out aggressively. It's like too late, right? I already took a hit from life, and I didn't get to use my Nami cycle. Okay, so we're going to swing in for 7 here. Okay, they take it. It's a flame spit, or a flame split, whatever it's called. So now we will attack in for 6. He's going to give me a 2K. Right here, I'm going to use out a Kid and Killer, because guess what? I have another one in hand. I'm not scared to lose this one, right? We'll swing in for 9. They take it, okay? Trying to blitz him down a little bit, because, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, that's pretty much one of the only ways to deal with Katakuri. He's going to swing for 7 every single turn, pretty much. 6 into there. I do counter out. Not the right way, by the way. I did not counter out the correct way, but at the same time, he did what he had to do there. Paul, so I was saying that I should have countered out with the Koala there, technically, because I had Nami on top of my life. So theoretically, if he had attacked in and not moved it to the bottom, then I could have used the Nami to pop the Kikanojo by trashing a card and using the effect. But my only trigger in hand was the Satori. Okay, so swinging 9 into face here. Again, we are just going all in, man. We're just trying to run this guy over. It's our only chance. It's our only chance. Okay. Right here. I think we're going to push that card back. We're going to swing for 7. Katakuri, man. This is so gross that he can counter out of all this while gaining life and things like that. We'll swing in for 7. He countered out of every single attack, guys. He countered out of every single attack that I just did. That was 3 7s in a row. Easy peasy, And then right here, we're going to swing 8 into 6. We'll get rid of that. Let him draw. He couldn't draw a card, excuse me, because I had 4 life. Then he has Big Mom to follow back on 5. He's going to be able to swing 5 into here. I do have to counter out of this one if I'm smart. Let's see if I'm actually smart or not. Yeah, I counter out of this one so then he can only take out 1 character with the Lin. Okay, we get this guy. We're going to swing for 7. He only has 1 card in hand. Let's see what happens. Kikanojo, of course. Triggers on triggers. We'll push this card back to the top. Right here, we're going to swing for 9. I probably technically should have swung into the Lin there, the 7-cost Lin, and just tried to go further and further into the late game. But how many 10 Lins did this guy get? Because this guy can draw whatever he wants somehow. Like that's one thing I've noticed. It's like sometimes they just draw whatever they need. Same thing with an L, where it's like, oh yeah, just every single card's a trigger, so it's not very hard to pull off. So I don't have anything to trash with my effect there, so I can't use Nami. Okay, let's see what he does here. I'm in deep trouble, guys. Swing 8 into 5. There's another Nami. We can use it this time to pop that. Let me see something real quick. Do I have speed on 2x? I do. Okay. Swing for 12. Okay, we can't use that. They use Flampe, choosing not to use the effect to push it to life just to gain a life. This guy's playing very well. It's just, like I said, it's like, what am I supposed to do here? And the answer is like, okay, the most I can do in this situation, honestly, is just start beating up the board. Because I can't go for lethal yet. I just can't do it. Okay, so I'm going to swing for 8 into 8, see if we can save it. He could not save it. So now I think my only chance here is to swing 10 into 9, hoping he didn't have a 2K. We'll push this card back, give that plus 2K. Now we at least have a chance. Okay, he does a top 4 search with Pudding, gets a Parasparrow. Could be worse. Could be worse, right? Katakuri is such a brutal matchup for us, guys. Just the way that he can do that to our life and play out these massive characters, man. It's so brutal. But I will say, I think your best bet against Katakuri is just to blitz them down. I mean, just run them over. It's your only chance. Just run them straight over. Play out Parasparrow. Play out Kikanojo. He swings in for 7. There's the play mistake I needed. We're going to take this. It didn't matter what he did. He thought he was going to push the Lindbergh to the bottom. It didn't matter because they're both triggers, right? Okay. But hey, that was his choice there. Not saying it was the right one. And now we're going to try and go for lethal. We're going to swing for 5. Okay, we're going to swing for 7, right? Because we know he has a 2K counter. Okay. Here we go. 7. We're just hoping and praying that the last card's not some other crazy trigger. It's our only chance. Okay. And it's not. It's just a Parasparrow. And here we go, guys. We got a little bit fortunate there. We'll swing for 5. He had nothing left. GG. So that was a situation where it was like, the only way we were able to win that game, guys, is if our opponent made a play mistake, like he just did, Or the other option is if we had top decked a rush card, then we could have done everything we just saw right there. But again, if they had gotten another 0 cost 3, you know, that's look at their last life, by the way, or not their last life, the top card of their deck. It was another 0 cost trigger where it's like they could have potentially gotten out of more. But man, my opponent that game, they got an incredible pull, and like I said, it took them a play mistake for us to win that game. And it was still super close though. Either way, really good stuff. And like I said, if we just had one more rusher, we still would have won no matter what. But really good game. All right, next game, got a game versus Gecko Moria. Excuse me. I don't see a lot of geckos anymore. I don't think the deck is bad or anything like that. I just think people want to try something else, you know, who play the color black mainly. So they're probably trying out the ST14 Luffy, a lot of them. Okay, we're going to swing for 5, and then I think we're going to play out a Morley here. Yep, drop the Morley, your turn. Pretty good start for us so far. If they try to play out a Perona, we're cool. We're cool with that, right? We don't mind at all. That's one nice thing about Perona against us is, like, for a lot of people, it really stinks. Like, oh, man, they hit me with a Perona. We're like, oh, thank you very much. Now, right there, I still completely mess up not countering out of that attack. I'm like, why didn't I just counter out of that? It makes absolutely no sense. Okay, because what I should have done, for those who are wondering, is I should have played out Nami this turn to pop the Perona. So I end up having to do it anyway. We'll swing for 5 first, swing for 5 more. Excuse me. They counter out for 1. We'll swing for 6. Yeah, now I think I'm just going to play out the Zoro, swing for 6 more. Really sloppy line of play there. I had to compensate because of what happened there. If I can get them down to 2, I can start an early Kid and Killer loop and start doing things that way. But ultimately, like I said, I should have countered out aggressively on the very first turn, the very first attack, I mean, and then I could have played a Nami right on, you know, right on pace and KO'd their character, drew a card, established the body to go to life. 7 into 5 here. We'll give him a 2K, give him that. Yeah. That might have sounded crazy to some people, but I'm having to make up for what I messed up with the turn before. Like, I completely messed up the turn before. We'll swing for 7. We'll throw it into life. Okay, yep. And then we'll use leader effect, swing for 6, or 7, I mean, excuse me, I can't count. And then swing 6 into 3. Let's see if he wants to save the brand new. The answer is, of course, not. He plays out a Borsalino. Now he can't even attack into my Zoro. And now he's in trouble, right? And by the way, Morley can't be blocked if I attach 2 Dawn to him. So he is in a pretty nasty predicament here. 5 into here, we'll take that. Gives us the Kid and Killer. Yeah, that was a play mistake too, to be completely honest. I know you can't just let me accumulate life, to be honest. But at the same time, what are we trying to do here? Swinging for probably go 8 and 8 here. One of these is going through, guys. One of these is going through. Okay, oh wow. So I guess both went through. This guy had, look at his hand, completely bricked up. So that's a rough spot to be in. Okay, last game, guys. We got one versus Black Yellow Luffy. All right. So this matchup is very tough for most decks, ours included. It's not like it's an easy game, but I do think we have a pretty solid matchup into it compared to others. Maybe not compared to like Bonnie or something like that, but I think our matchup's decent here. So again, I think I should have just like aggressively countered out, to be honest, but who knows, maybe not. We'll swing 5 into him. We're going to swing 5 here, drawing 2, trashing 1. And I think what we're going to do is kind of force this game here. We're gonna force it into like a fast-paced game because we can gain life every turn. I do think we can actually go toe-to-toe with Black Yellow Luffy without even not attacking every turn. Like, I think we actually can attack every single turn if we want to, especially if I'd gotten a rusher this turn. That would have been incredible. Okay, let's see what happens here. Play out the blocker. We end up passing because I had to slow down on the aggression. Unfortunate. Okay, they play out the Luffy there. They're going to pop our Sanji probably. Yeah, they don't care about Bonnie because they're going to go down to 0 life anyway. Okay, they're going to swing for 10 into 5. We can take this. Nice. Draw 2. Hey, there's my rushers. We found them. We found the rush cards. I think I run 7 or 8 in this deck. Play out the Luffy. Not swinging just yet, but that was still very dangerous. I think I should have at least like lifed it or something. I don't know. I don't really get the point in playing that card out because if they're running an Ice Age in any form of removal, they could have really punished me right here. But at the same time, now I'm just staring at them, you know, staring right at their face saying, hey, man, I've got Luffy on the board. You're in a little bit of trouble here. Okay, so they play out a Monkey D. Garp. I don't know what they set their top life to. Unfortunately, I didn't look at it over on the left. Looks like they got an ace from that Garp search, the 2-cost ace. What are they supposed to do? Okay, they passed the turn back. They didn't even attack into us. We're going to swing 5 into 5 here. See what he wants to give me. Okay. He does give me the... I probably should have swung for 6, to be honest. Well, let's see what I do with this turn. Now I think I should just go into the Sabo. Oh, well. All right, we're going to go 7 into face here. Anything that goes through, guys, any card that goes through right now is going to give me something. See, like right here, I think would even be a nice time to play out Charlotte Linlin. I think Charlotte Linlin would be pretty hot right here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and play out the Morley. We're going to life the Bonnie. We're going to pass the turn. We've got 2 Dawn active, but it doesn't mean anything. We left him at 1 life because he blocked him the way he did. Hey, you can have the 1 life, right? We're kind of playing tricks on our opponent. We're kind of messing with them. We're telegraphing one thing and doing another, right? That's something you should really practice the more you play the game, guys, is telegraphing one play just to do another. Because that gets into people's, like, you know, their mental, into their psyche, and it messes them up big time a lot of times. It can, at least. It might not. Excuse me. Okay, well, I have 2 unblockable characters on the board. Okay, so we've got 2 unblockable characters on the board. They only have 7,000 power, and they're going to swing 9. Hey, we'll take it. We'll draw 2, trash 1. Nice, we get rid of the Shanks. We don't need him in this matchup. Everything's cannot be KO'd anyway. They have 3 cards in hand. Okay, so I think the idea here is they're at 7. I got to do a little bit of math here. We're going to swing for 7 into their face first, because I do need to attach at least 1 Dawn into my leader to bounce stuff back to life. And right here, let's see what we do. We're going to swing in for 10. This cannot be blocked. He gives me a 2K, 1K, 1K. All right, you got it. Excuse me. I'll push this card back to life. Excuse me, guys, my throat. Push this card back to life, and now what's he supposed to do? Okay, he has to go all in. That's the answer. Go all in. Sure. Okay, so we're going to take 9. We'll take 9. Again, I mean, I don't know what he's... Look at our hand, by the way, guys. Hang on. I don't know what in the world he's supposed to do to survive this. I think he should have just swung 5 with that guy and then try to go like 9 and 9 or 8 and 9 or something. So pause. Let's do a little bit of counting over here. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. We can get out of a 20K attack right now, or a 19K attack. There's no chance we're losing right here. All right, we'll give him some 2Ks, 1Ks, and such. Swing in for that. Okay, well, let's show him all the counter we had. We'll get a 17. And that's game. That's game, right? He's only got 2 cards in hand, so we'll swing 7, and then we'll swing 7. GG. Yeah, push that card back, dude. And swing 13. All right, GG. All right, that was a lot of fun. So that was it for the games. This was a lot of fun, guys. You know, of course we had to do the celebratory red, yellow Sabo video for the day for 10,000 subs. This is the list I'm running. I have not changed anything on it just yet. I mean, I have done some testing on the side, but from everything you saw in today's video, this is the list I was running. One thing I will probably start messing with, I might go down the Onamis. I like the Kikinojo at 2 right now. The Linlin, I'm still messing around with this idea. I've got a lot of work to do. Me and my buddy Mike, we've got a whole nother build in the works, but we might wait till OP, I might wait till OP08.5 to put that out, because that's when things look really nice in OP08.5, guys. I'm just going to give you a hint, guys. Let me do ST15. Bring up a few cards here real quick. I'm just going to say that this card is really good. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to make just a blanket statement that this is a really strong card, guys. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to be messing around with this once we get to OP08.5. And hey, while we're at it, this card's pretty good too, guys. This card's pretty good too. And this will be something we mess with going forward. But all right, guys, that's about it for this. I'm done rambling. It's already been an hour-long video. I have to give a special shout-out. Oh, and guys, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put them down in the comment section below. One more thing I'll say on this list before I move on is with the 1 slot that I took out for the Onami, you can put it anywhere in the list you want to. But I would make sure it is a trigger. So either up 1 Fire Fist, up 1 Kikinojo, or up 1 Cracker. The smoothest transition with that card would be up 1 Cracker, or a Nekomamushi technically, because it is a trigger with a 1K counter, and it's a body. So going up an event wouldn't make a lot of sense. Going up a Kikinojo doesn't make as much sense because it doesn't have a counter. You don't want to mess with the ratios too much because the deck's running very well as is. Okay, guys? All right, I'm done. Let's go ahead and finish off this video. Excuse me. My throat went haywire at the end there, guys. I do apologize. Let me go to... where are we? There we are. Okay. Big shout out to the VV Pirates playmat supporters. Thank you guys so much for buying the playmat and supporting me in that way. Hopefully you guys are enjoying those playmats. And then, of course, last but not least, all of the patrons who have just... Whoops, let me move my face cam down a little bit. There we go. All of the patrons who've been helping me out just by donating. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And guys, again, I couldn't be more grateful, couldn't be more thankful for you guys getting to 10,000 subs. We'll take it every time. Let's keep the channel growing. Please do not forget to like and subscribe if you have not already. If you want to know more about the giveaway, hop over to the Discord, because I don't even know as much about it as my mods do. I know about it, of course, but you know what I mean. They know all the little details. You can ask them in there. You know, ask for beams or Boros. All right, that's it, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed. And until next time, peace.